Coronavirus is an infectious disease caused by the newly discovered coronavirus. So it's new. We have no vaccine for it. There's no treatments for it. The Trump, the president, and all the medical people out there, they're still trying to figure out the vaccination for it. Just like the flu, how we have the vaccination, we don't have any vaccination for this. So that means that, if you have it, you have it. There's no treatment for it. We have to, you have to keep yourself safe from everybody else. You have to, for 14 days, and that's what, the health experts have said. Most people that are infected with coronavirus will experience mild to moderate to severe symptoms. So meaning some people will show mild symptoms like fever, cough, and while some people will show, extreme symptoms whereby they will have respiratory failures. And people that we've seen in the studies so far that have, the severe cases are people that have medical underlying conditions. People like diabetes, people that have diabetes, people that have heart conditions like coronary artery disease, people that have cancer, pregnant women are more likely to show severe cases of this condition. Our older adults, like our grandmas, our grandpas in the house, are more likely to show, severe symptoms or severe cases of this virus. And so that's why we're urging and telling a lot of people that if you have older grandmas and grandpas in the house, that we should try to keep them away from people like stores, for example. You don't want your grandma or your grandpa out there to go to the store. You want to keep them away from, large gatherings. Like, that's why we're not here today in church. You want to keep them safe because they are mostly the people that are getting these illnesses, and they are more likely to die from the illnesses. And the reason why experts have shown that the older adults are more likely, to show the severe case symptoms of this virus is because of their immune system. They're not as strong as we younger people. Their immune system are low. And so that means that if they, unfortunately get the illness, they're more likely to die from it or show, respiratory failures and symptoms like that. And even people with asthma, their respiratory organs are not as strong as we that were ill, and so they are more likely to show severe, cases of this illness. And so that's why we urge people that have underlying condition to, keep safe, keep away from people. Now, how is this illness, how is it spread? As we all know, there's no vaccine for this. The best way to prevent this illness is to avoid people that have it, is to avoid going to public gatherings, is to avoid going to the store. If you want to go to the store, you probably want to go to the store maybe every, 2 weeks, to decrease your risk of having these illnesses. You want to stay away from people because it's spread from people to people. And so it's a droplet precaution. So when, for example, if you have somebody that has it and you get in contact with the person, you want to stay at least 6 feet away from the person. You don't want to stay too close to the person. And so that means that if you, for example, if the person has it, the person touches the door handle, touches the knob of the door handle, touches the chair, touches anything, and you go after the person and touch it, you're more likely to have it. And the way it's spread is through, your eyes, your nose, your mouth. And so that's why we tell people, you want to wash your hands, and I will talk more about it. And so most people that have it, when they cough, they sneeze, it's spread. That's how it's spread. Again, it's a droplet precaution from your mouth, your nose, and when people inhale it, it gets straight into the lungs. Steps to take to protect yourself. So you want to wash your hands. The experts have shown that if you wash your hands for at least 20 seconds, you're good. You want to wash your hands with warm water, with soap for at least 20 seconds. And when you wash your hands, you want to wash it very, very well. If you go out there, if you don't have access to soap or water, you want to make sure you're using hand sanitizer or any alcohol base that has at least 60% alcohol inside of it. You want to make sure you use it. For example, if you go out, you touch the doorknob in the store, you want to make sure you use a hand sanitizer immediately, because people that do have the illnesses, sometimes they don't show symptoms. We say that the symptoms are, fever, cough, sneezing. So that means that some people have symptoms and some people show no symptoms. So just because a person touched the doorknob and they're not coughing doesn't mean they don't have the illness. And so that's why we have to make sure we're always washing our hands, always using hand sanitizer after, touching public places, and even in our house. We want to make sure we constantly disinfect, the counters, the things around the house. You want to avoid touching your eyes, again, your nose, your mouth. Those are the areas where the virus can come inside of us. You want to limit community gatherings. That's why, again, we're not in church today. You want to limit going to parties, going to, restaurants. A lot of restaurants are closed anyway, but you want to limit, community gatherings. Even having visitors in your house, you want to limit that. And that's what the CDCs have said. Steps to protect, ourselves and others. If you're sick, you want to stay at home. Even though you have, people have showed fever, cough, just like flu-like symptoms. We've showed it in the past. But now, we don't know which is which. So if you're sick, you want to stay at home. You don't want to go to work. If you're coughing, you're sneezing, you want to cover your mouth. If you're sick, you want to wear face masks. So CDC has said it that, a lot of people are putting on face masks, but we don't have to wear face masks. If you are sick, you want to wear a face mask. If you're taking care of somebody that is sick, you want to wear a face mask. But if you're not sick, you're not taking care of anybody that is sick, you don't want to wear, a face mask. You just want to make sure you're clean, you disinfect your, areas in the house, and, your cars and things of that nature. Symptoms. Symptoms may appear after exposure. So it takes about 2 to 14 days. So let's assume that you come in contact with somebody that has it. You might not show symptoms until after 2 to 14 days. So that means that you can be going around, with the illness and the virus, and you might not show symptoms until after 2 to 14 days. And when you do show symptoms, it's going to be fever, cough, shortness of breath. So if for any reason you show these following symptoms, like trouble breathing, persistent chest pain that would not go away, new and onset confusion, let's assume that your face or your lips are turning blue, you don't want to call your doctor. You don't want to go to the doctor's office. You want to go straight to the emergency room. You want to call 911, because those are symptoms that the virus has gotten to a stage whereby, it's more of an emergency. And lastly, I'll talk to you about the fact out there. So in Maryland alone is 190 cases. As of last night while I was doing my research, in Maryland alone we have 190 cases. That's a lot. In Montgomery County, we have 68 cases in Montgomery County. Montgomery County it started in Montgomery County in Rockville, and Montgomery County still has 68 cases as we speak. In Prince George's County, we have 36 cases, and in the United States, we have 54 cases as of yesterday on the internet. And then 176 has recovered from these cases. And out of that, out of the 26,154 cases in the United States, 325 people have died from this virus. So this is a pretty serious, case, and our prayer is that it will never come near us. It will never come near our family. And Jehovah Rapha, our protector, would keep, healing us and protecting us from these illnesses. And I pray that in our household and our children, our loved ones, our grandma and our grandpa, that God would share His blood of Jesus will cover us, against these illnesses. And these illnesses it has nothing to do with race or ethnicity. It can come against to anybody at any given time. And most people that come across these illnesses serious, virus. Someone that has it needs to stay away from people, and so that way, you isolate yourself from people, that have it. And lastly, the best way to keep, yourself safe. Again, there's no treatment for this, there's no, immunization, is to wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, disinfect, and disinfect. And I pray that to never come near us or our loved one in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Amen.